We'll begin shortly. Please take your places and silence your cell phones. Please rise while the colors are posted. Former Congressman Michael McNulty will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our opening prayer. Brooke Albert will lead us in prayer. Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Peter K. Goebel, the Director of the Rensselaer County Veterans Service Agency. We have gathered here together this morning to honor a deceased Rensselaer County veteran for the month of February, and that veteran is Richard P. JANSSON. We are honored to have with us this morning his family members, Edith Beach, his sister, and David JANSSON, his brother. Thank you for being here. Also with us today to honor our Veteran of the Month, our Rensselaer County Executive Steve McLaughlin, representing Congressman Paul Tonko, Colleen Williams, Congressman Antonio Delgado, former Congressman Michael McNulty, representing New York State Senator Daphne Jordan, Haley Northrup, New York State Assemblyman Jake Ashby, New York State Assemblyman John McDonald III, Rensselaer County Legislative Chairwoman Kelly Hoffman, Rensselaer County Court Judge Deborah Young, Rensselaer County Undersheriff P.J. Higgett, and County Legislators Dan Casale, Mark Fleming, Tom Grant, Nina Nichols, and Carol Weaver. As we are all well aware, Memorial Day and Veterans Day are special days to remember all of our veterans. This program was created to help us honor our veterans all year round. To us here in Rensselaer County, every day is Veterans Day. The Rensselaer County Honor a Deceased Veteran program represents veterans organizations throughout the entire county. This includes members of the American Legion, disabled American veterans, veterans of Lansingburg, the Military Order of the Purple Heart, the Marine Corps League, veterans of foreign wars, Korean War veterans, Tri-County Council of Vietnam-era veterans, Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, Vietnam Veterans of America, the AMVETS, and the Rensselaer County Veterans Service Agency. I will now ask Kelly Hoffman, Rensselaer County Legislative Chairwoman, and the assembled county legislators and former county legislators to come forward to tell us about our honored veteran for the month of February, Richard P. JANSSON.
Morning, Colonel. Thanks for joining us. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. It is fitting that we're here today celebrating the life and service of a veteran on Valentine's Day because, as everybody knows, Rensselaer County loves its veterans. So thank you all for being here today. We have a long history of honoring our veterans at these ceremonies, and we're grateful to all of you for faithfully joining us here every month. Today we are celebrating the life and service of Richard P. JANSSON. Richard was born in Yonkers, New York on July 23, 1936. His parents made the wise decision to move the entire family, his 2 sisters and 4 brothers, to Averill Park in Rensselaer County, where they would attend Averill Park schools. 1 month after his 18th birthday, on August 23, 1954, Richard enlisted in the U.S. Navy in Albany, New York, and assigned to the USS Antietam shortly thereafter. The anti-submarine warfare carrier operated out of Quinset Point, Rhode Island. Richard anticipated many fleet and training exercises before the USS Antietam set off to the Mediterranean Sea, where it would serve within the 6th Fleet. They participated in NATO exercises and made several goodwill visits to friendly Allied countries. During a visit to Rotterdam in 1956, the Suez Crisis erupted, and the U.S. Antietam cut short their visit and steamed toward Egypt to bolster our military presence and to help evacuate American citizens from Alexandria, Egypt. The following year, the USS Antietam returned to Quinset Point on December 22, 1956. In early 1957, the USS Antietam went to Pensacola, Florida, where it would be used as a training ship for Navy pilots and new aviation equipment. Richard's participation in these exercises would prove valuable and would provide experience that he would use in his career after the military. On August 20th, 1958, Seaman Richard JANSSON was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy in Charleston, South Carolina. Richard would return to his wife, Joan Ogden, who he had married on May 19, 1956. Richard and Joan would settle in Waterford and raise their 2 daughters, Brenda and Deborah. The family would later move to Colchester, Connecticut, where Richard would use his naval experience to work as a firefighter at General Dynamics Electric Boat. Electric Boat is the U.S. Navy's submarine builder and also performs repair work on the military's fleet. After retiring from Electric Boat, Richard enjoyed driving a school bus for disabled children. In his spare time, Richard enjoyed skeet shooting, hunting, fishing, and bowling. He enjoyed the company of other seniors at Colchester Senior Center, where he would play cards and shared stories with his friends. Sadly, on January 22, 2020, Richard passed away. Left behind to cherish his memory are his daughters, Brenda and Deborah, his grandchildren, Terrence, Ricky, Amber, and Brandon, his great-grandchildren, Brittany, Ricky Jr., Julian, Jennifer, Bentley, Jesse, Riley, and Erica, and his siblings, Wesley, David, Ernest, Edith, and Mary. Richard was predeceased by his parents, Sven and Violet, beloved wife Joan, his sister Florence, and his brother William. Rensselaer County is proud of the service of Richard JANSSON, and we thank his sister Edith Jansen Beach of Averill Park for requesting us to honor him here today. Thank you to all of the family and friends of Richard that are here today, and we thank you for the opportunity to recognize the life and service of U.S. Navy Seaman Richard JANSSON. Thank you both for being here and allowing us to honor him today. Our former legislator, Colonel Tom Walsh would also like to say a few words. Tom?
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something. It's always good to come in here and say something and honor our veterans that have passed. And we certainly honor Richard today for his service in the Navy. He more or less did it during peacetime, but he did get called to duty there to help evacuate them citizens over there, which is a great thing. When you come in the hall here, on the left-hand side there's a wall with all our plaques on it, and it's honoring all our past veterans that we've honored the last 10 years or more. And Richard will be on that a plaque there next year. So thank you very much, and thank you for his service.
Any other legislators like to say anything? Okay.
I will now ask our Rensselaer County Executive, Steve McLaughlin, to come forward.
Good morning, everyone. Edith, David, good morning. Thank you so much for being here, letting us honor Richard. Pleasure to be with everyone this morning on a very cold morning. But Valentine's Day, as Kelly said, we do love our veterans here in Rensselaer County. And reading through this, as the Colonel said, Richard was lucky enough to serve during peacetime, but still got called to duty, which shows that at a moment's notice, any of our men and women can be called into action, and often are. And they answer the call every time. And ironic that he was here in Rotterdam when he got called back to head down to Egypt. But reading through his bio here, his brief bio, it's like so many, we see this over and over again. They come home and they just continue that service in some other way. And in his case, it was electric boat. But I think it's also pretty incredible that he enjoyed driving that school bus for handicapped children. I think that's a great testament to his compassion and caring for his fellow man. So we're thankful for him. And a guy, just normal guy, skeet shooting, hunting, fishing, bowling, and playing cards. That's about as American as it gets right there. So great family, as we know, and I'm sure that he's missed and loved by many. But we want to thank you for taking the time to let us honor him today on this very special day. Thank you.
I will now ask Congressman Antonio Delgado and Colleen Williams, representing Congressman Paul Tonko, to come forward.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hope your day is filled with love. I do think it is fitting that we're here on Valentine's Day to honor Mr. JANSSON and all our veterans. The love of country that drives our veterans to service is truly an inspiration and something that we all must continue to be incredibly appreciative of and grateful, and never lose sight of the sacrifice, both of our veterans and their families. Edith and David, it's good that you're here today to honor Mr. JANSSON, and I'm honored to be a part of this moment. I just want to again say thank you to all those here who have served our country. Truly, truly humbled to be in your company. We all know there's no greater form of service than to serve one's country. We also know that it's selfless. It's the purest form of service. It's one that requires complete willingness to give up one's own life. There's nothing purer than that. And when you think about what drives that type of willingness, it has to be grounded in some type of shared value set, a commitment to the values that informed our founding documents that we say in our Pledge of Allegiance: justice and liberty for all. These are the values that I imagine Mr. JANSSON really anchored himself in, like all our veterans do. And I think it's important to realize that when folks sign up to serve, they don't sign up as Democrats, they don't sign up as Republicans, they don't sign up as independents, they sign up as Americans, period. And I think as someone who tries to keep in mind my own role as a public servant, I certainly draw my inspiration daily from the work and the commitment of our veterans. And certainly Mr. JANSSON didn't just carry that with him in terms of his service, but also when he came home. As noted by the county exec, whether it was as a firefighter or driving kids in need to school, there was something in him that anchored his meaning in service, and that's special. That's very, very special, and I hope that all of us internalize that as we move forward in our own lives. I'm certainly very humbled by the opportunity to honor this man and to recognize his greatness. And I just want to say again, thank you very much for the opportunity. I've brought a congressional letter honoring his legacy, and also an American flag that we have flown over the U.S. Capitol. I don't know if, Kellen, you want to say anything, and then present.
Good morning, everyone. It's always an honor to join with you this morning with our elected officials, our veterans. Congressman McNulty, thank you for laying the groundwork for this wonderful ceremony, and to the family, of course. Congressman Tonko regrets he could not be here this morning, but I too have a letter here from Congressman Tonko as a small token of our appreciation for the service that Richard provided not only to our country, but to our community. So for that, we thank you, and it's an honor to join with you to celebrate his life this morning.
I will now ask Haley Northrup, representing New York State Senator Daphne Jordan, to come forward.
Good morning. My name is Haley. I'm from Senator Jordan's office. She regrets she couldn't be here today, but I'm happy to be here to present a New York State Senate resolution and New York State Liberty Medal on her behalf. I'm not going to read the entire resolution, but I did just want to read a few lines. Whereas the New York State Senate Liberty Medal was established by resolution and is awarded to individuals who have merited special commendations for exceptional, heroic, or humanitarian acts on behalf of their fellow New Yorkers. And whereas, having exhibited his patriotism both at home and abroad, Richard Paul JANSSON demonstrated his love for his country and merits forevermore the highest respect of his state and nation. Now, and therefore be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations to commend Richard Paul JANSSON posthumously upon the occasion of its designation as a recipient of a Liberty Medal, the highest honor bestowed upon an individual by the New York State Senate.
I will now ask New York State Assemblyman Jake Ashby and New York State Assemblyman John McDonald III to come forward.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Congressman McNulty, for starting this program and really having such a profound impact on our veterans here in the Capital District. It's great to be with everybody this morning. Hopefully it's a warmer Valentine's Day as the day goes on. But what a remarkable bio, and I know that we had talked about it earlier, but when you look at the nature of Richard's missions, when he started out, they were hunter-killer missions, searching for submarines. And what does he get called to do? Is rescue people from Egypt. And when you look at a carrier, it's literally a floating city. I wouldn't have done well in that, being in the Army, but some guys prefer that. And to be in the Netherlands and be training there and the nature of your mission totally change and be called to do that, you know, that's the nature of what we do when we're in the service. It can change drastically in several different ways, and the flexibility that's required to do that requires a lot of leadership and requires a lot of dedication for those who are carrying it out, and I'm sure Richard demonstrated that. And then when he returned back home, delivering his service as a fireman and then as a school bus driver in a fastidious way, I'm sure he got a lot out of his service in the short time that he was in, and then returning back and continued that commitment here at home. And the toll that takes on a family, and then also the leadership that I'm sure he displayed to his family while he was home as well, is going to benefit generations of your family from time to come. So on behalf of myself and my colleague John McDonald, we want to thank you for letting us honor him today and for your family's service. Thank you so much.
Tim Forbes from the Rensselaer County Honor Deceased Veteran Committee will present the committee plaque at this time. Will the committee members please stand? Please rise for taps. Please remain standing for our closing prayer. Amen. Retire the colors. Please join us for our next Honor of Veterans ceremony scheduled for Monday, March 14th, in honor of Joseph M. Sperana, Jr. Before we go our separate ways, we'll take a few family photos. The flag will be raised at a different time and will be presented later. This concludes our Honor of Veterans ceremony for this month. Thank you for coming to honor our deceased veteran for the month of February, Richard P. JANSSON.